All right, let's just jam for a little bit. I'm going to grab some coffee and we're going to discuss a plan. All right, let's just jam for a little bit. I'm going to grab some coffee. We're going to jam. We're going to jam.
Jonathan Price, get your bass right, maximum bass. Jonathan Price, get your bass right. Jonathan Price, get your bass right, maximum bass. Jonathan Price, get your bass right. Jonathan Price, get your bass right, maximum bass. Jonathan Price, get your bass right. Jonathan Price, get your bass right, maximum bass. Jonathan Price, get your bass right. Jonathan Price, get your bass right. Jonathan Price, get your bass right. Maximum bass. Jonathan Price, get your bass right. Jonathan Price, get your bass right. Jonathan Price, get your bass right. Jonathan Price, get your bass right.
What was that all about now? Okay. I watched a lot of Invisible People. Lots of it. So, I see they keep spending billions and billions of dollars and they're really not doing a whole lot for you. So, I remember when I was a kid and seeing that comedy special, Comic Relief. I was like, man, that is so cool. I wish it would have just continued infinity until it was completely taken care of. So this is the visions I have for the miracle, maybe, of that $2,000 stimulus check. Just let that sit in. This is for the ones that your body's not completely wrecked yet. You still got motivation. You just had some bad shit happen all at once. I don't think you should have to work. You work every day just to live. Body just fucking in pain. No one knows how it is to fucking walk all day long. You have to carry your stuff because whatever shelter says, hey, it's 6 a.m. You got to leave. Oh, you got to take all your stuff with you too. And drag all your stuff around as you do job interviews. Yeah. Children's in harm's way. I did some interviews with the homeless here in Green Bay. Yeah. So what got me motivated to do that? Well, 2017, I went to a review and had my Social Security pulled away from me. Yeah. Just because someone borrowed me some new clothes, the guy was very upset. Oh, I see you got name brand clothes on. Let's start our interview. Yeah. I broke my back at work. I went to workman's comp. I won my workman's comp and I got full disability. For some reason, Social Security lost all that paperwork. And then during the review, I lost my Social Security. I obtained a lawyer and still nothing. The COVID thing, 1 and 2, pretty much, the shutdown, it made it even longer. Calm, cool, and collected, I can wait. And now they threw out 30 months of back pay. And still no time limit. My body is in a lot of pain. And cannabis helps. And I want you to post down below how much cannabis helps you. I want you to shout out in the comment section so people know that, yeah, this would work. Would you be willing to go to a place and maybe try working on the drinking but not really working on it, trading it for cannabis? If you had access to high quality cannabis all day long, now I know on some different substances, paranoia is an issue, but trust me, please go watch Should I Smoke Dope and scroll through it to the point where she's at the coffee shop and she's specifically is told to only take a few tokes, put it out and wait, and she doesn't. She just keeps hitting it over and over and over again, and there's a counter up on top, and she has a panic attack, and the camera guys have to take her back to her hotel. Then she goes to a lab the next day, and they give her a mixture of the both, and it's a way different experience. And I've noticed this with some people that I had dealt with before, that decarboxylated cannabis, they seem to enjoy it. A more sedative effect. So if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, and I'm doing this live, if you look in the live section, you will find links to everything that I'm explaining. So you can get a heads up if you want to come and grow some plants. Now, I did some other videos where I'm saying, hey, maybe I'll get, 30,000 homeless people that would want to do this. If that would be possible, like let's say, hey, they passed it in Congress, the check's going to be on its way. Just think of this. Just think of like the impact if it is possible. If I went out there, let's say, it wasn't going to be issued for a couple of weeks. I got a couple of weeks I can hit the road and hit every single shelter. Let's just say I could find 30,000 people that say, hey, balls to the wall, let's fucking do it. We could literally clear out the homeless in Green Bay and Michigan. There's less than 30,000 homeless in those two states, completely gone. I'd be like, and this is what the power of cannabis can do. Oh, trust me, I was a big time drinker when I was younger. I didn't get overboard because I usually was babysitting everybody. But I was just like, man, I feel like shit the next day. And I was working 2 jobs. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Hey, now I quit. Now I can get another job. And that's what I did for a long time. I was motivated to get 100 by 100 garden. Never quite got it there. I was shoestringing all the way up. I had a retail store and then I sold the retail. Well, I didn't sell it. I I moved out of the retail store, and then I found another place where I could cook. And I was like, oh yeah, that's more profit than trying to sell high-end car audio, not high-end car audio, high-end car audio without paying whatever the rights to sell it. That's how high-end car audio works. You have to throw down like something like $3,000, and you basically get a contract saying that no one can sell that same product within 100 miles. So I was like, wait like a complete month and do like one sale that's, you know, a few $1,000s and be like, hey, it got to be too much. And then they did, started road construction, what was never in my line of sight when I rented the place. I had no clue. And yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, no one's going to be able to pull in here at all going this fast. It was a lot of fun, though. It was a lot of fun. I did pretty well. I think I did pretty well. It was a learning experience. And then 9/11 pretty much put me out of business. So I moved into this other place where I had a flat grill and a deep fryer. And yeah, it was on. We had, while this other guy's partnered, I was renting the equipment. So, but he didn't go in there and help me cook or anything. And I've been a cook since I was like 15. I'm an excellent cook. So I did 95% lean hamburgers. Man, everybody, oh my God, it went crazy over them. With a real Kaiser roll dipped in butter and grilled. Oh yeah. Yep. When the guy showed me it, he's like, "You want me to take that out?" I was like, "No, that's all right. You can leave that there." There was this like a psychologist couch or whatever, like Sigmund Freud would lay on with that, like a bench style or whatever. I'm like, "No, leave that there." I slept in that thing, man. It was great. Wake up at 4 o'clock and be like, "Yep, gonna make me some tacos." Asshole tacos, steak, chicken, pork, and fish. Yeah, you'd be amazed on how many people like fish tacos. So this would be like a one run and you're free, or build upon it, I guess. I figure, you know, there's so many people that are living in tents right now. I think people would grab at this. Hey, let's make a hoop house, throw another sheet of plastic on it, and you got this tunnel on the left and the right side. Put male on one side and female on the other, and boom, you got even a better place. And then we put a tent inside of it. I was thinking more or less on finding hot tents from military. They usually put them on auction for a reduced rate and put a telestove in there. So could you imagine yourself in a better setup where rain's not really an issue anymore? Bushcraft, I think it's Bushcraft. He does one for a hot tent, and they did it. Well, he did it and his wife for over a year as they built their cabin. So they're well durable all year long too. And that was with the elements hitting it. The elements would be hitting it a whole lot because there'd be a sheet of plastic over it. So even better yet. The whole idea was I'm going to be growing my cannabis anyway, so why not throw a sheet of plastic on it and give a little shelter for someone else that's already sleeping outside already. So you put the hot tent in there, and the hot tents would be a 10 by 10. And inside that hot tent, we would throw a 5 by 5 grow tent for you to grow. So the idea is you make your own strain. Seeds go for quite a bit of money. And while you're there, you just do videos of the stress tests that I'll show you what to do there's plenty of things online, and you can talk to Grok on different breeding practices, but you could actually start breeding. And people love new strains. They want new. And this way, you can give them new in a completely different way and help you out. So in that sidebar, you'll find a place to buy clones. You're only going to be buying clones from places that are hop-link viroid tested. That's the ones you're looking for. And as long as you can keep more than 12 hours worth of light on that, you can buy them now and keep them growing as much as you can. If you pull down even more, there's a thing for Clone-X rooting gel. You can get that and start making clones, and maybe something like on X or even on this YouTube channel in the post section, maybe you comment down on what you have and you can trade, or even something like another platform. Maybe someone could start something up like that. Homeless growers, that'd be a good title. Homeless growers on, like, I don't even know what that platform is, where they chat. You could do a Reddit too, or something like that. But somewhere we'll figure that out, because we got zero in the room. But you know what I'm saying? Some place where you could state that, hey, I got this, and this. Maybe you could even post what you're looking for, and you guys can switch back and forth. The idea behind this is you buy hop-link viroid free cannabis clones now, buy as many different ones as you possibly can. You keep them alive with more than 12 hours worth of light. I would at least say at least over 15 hours worth of light. And you could probably get away with a flashlight. Just look for the runtime. You can figure out your DLI, your daily light interval. Just type that in and look for a calculator. And you have to figure out what your DLI is for the day, for the state that you're in, and make up the difference until you're over 15 hours. Then you don't have to worry about it flowering. So you do this for a while. Why are we doing this? Because those are already established as being stable already. With that being said, later on, when we all group together, we do decide to do this, we can spray silver spray on each other's and induce it to making a male. And we can take that pollen and we can switch back and forth, all in the same run. This run is to get you a seed brand. The homeless grower seed brand, I don't know, something that gets you a little bit of money. If you go look on how much seeds right now are going for, it's a ridiculous amount. And none of them have a video that goes with it. Yours will. Something simple, you have a phone. Most of you guys have free government phones, just like me. So hey, why not? It'd be fun. We got better shelter. We can grow microgreens in there too. We can work on food storage and stuff like that. But I think this would be fun. And it would be good for the genetics too. So these will all be S1. Well, they won't be S1. We could do S1s too. That's what I wanted to, yeah, that's what I want to do too, because I already discussed that with Grok. So you do your cross. So you have your plant. You would dust, like, because it could even be a limited run. You know, you could dust a couple branches, but you have a 5x5. You could make a lot of seeds in there. A lot of seeds in there. But I'd have to work on the whole licensing thing and figuring that out. But seeing that I have no income and I am a medical patient, I have the license, and I already have the approval for my 100 plant count. So to do it on the low end, to make it even easier yet, we could use my card and go to California and do it, which California is king for the climate. So on top of making new genetics, you can also state that your genetics were grown outside in California, which makes them more hardier when someone brings them indoors. that would be a bonus. Go look on YouTube on new crosses. Most of them sell out pretty quickly with no problems. Why? Because you're crossing two genetics that have already been looked for stability and not to harm. So as long as those elements are there, they're going to sell the clonaband, unless otherwise illustrated, because you can pay a lot for an elite cut. So just keep that in mind. Now, some elite cuts go for like $10,000. So when you look at the prices for Big Daddy Clone and Seed Here Now is $98.88. There's a whole list of different clones. Seedman's has them, but they're completely out. Big Daddy Clones, $15 a clone. And then Marijuana Clones Online. That one has clones in Rockville, and then they have teen plants where they're over a foot. And then they also have bulk clones. With the clones in the Rockville, you have to do $30 more on there. And you must buy a total of 6. So it would cost you $330. So you'd have to work out something with more people together. So you get it, so you don't have to check out that kind of money all at once. You can all pool your money together. So 2-day shipping is $30. $20 more is for the express. And they come pretty well packed, pretty nicely too. So they're gonna handle shipping pretty well. And they have quite a few different options. OG Kush, Motor Breath, Skywalker OG, Watermelon Gelato, Wedding Cake, White Truffles, the 95 White Widow, I would grab that. So let's say you can find a place and you can find maybe a power supply or whatever to do a 5x5 grow. You go over on that sheet over there and look for Medcropper on his Blue Dream grow. I'll give you a good illustration on that specific genetics and how it grows. I believe that is the only one in his playlist where he actually shows the day of veg, first day of veg. Usually they don't include that in most of the grow videos, but you get to see basically him purchasing a clone, setting it in the pot that it's going to remain in, and that is day 1. Now watch when he goes through and watch the title of it. When it hits first day of flower, that's when you're switching over to 1212. And listen to him very, very well. And this way you'll get a heads up. And when you're looking at the lights that they're using right in that video, which is old school, but they are very cheap, a couple $100 you can get some. So keep that in mind. And you're only going to want one of those on a 15 amp circuit. And you're going to want a beefy timer if you do put it on a timer. But you can hear what type of light he's using, and you can copy that exactly. And you can hear the report on what he got for weight. So you have a general idea what he's going to get. Now, to match that, I made a light out of LED light bulbs. And it's pretty similar to what that is. But it will cost you 520 bucks, which it's out of range. If you go look at how much a high pressure sodium light is, you should be able to get one around 200 bucks. That's about the only thing I didn't look up. I didn't even think about that. But you can follow this girl. I'm going to throw it in here real quick. The big thing is your power goes way up, way up. There's a thing called a power box. That'll get you a lot better off than just regular standard stuff. $95. So is that with light too? So you get a double-ended for $100. $89. Wow. I don't know if that's with bulb. And my computer's slow, so it started hiccuping. Oh, it does come with a bulb. Oh my God, really? Wow. Pretty good reviews. One arrived with a broken bulb. So just look for something like a classic 1000 watt DE HID grow light system with HID bulb. Dimmable ballast for indoor. $95 on Amazon. It's been a while since I looked at this part up, but I believe it's called Power Box. I found a YouTube video of it on Monster Gardens.
Thank you for logging on to monstergardens.com. Today we're introducing to you the DPC 7500 240 volt by PowerBox. This is a versatile 240 volt lighting controller that can effortlessly run up to
I wonder if the company is not active anymore. They do have them. They do have them a bit. Oh, is that really on Amazon? Planet Natural Garden Supply, the Hydro Store, and I want to see if it's on. Oh, it's not on Amazon at all. Oh, that's really pricey. Those power supply things, holy crap, that's really expensive. So I figured with the LED thing, I figured they wouldn't be selling it anymore. Wow, I don't see it for sale anymore. Oh yeah, yeah. There you go. eBay. You'll be able to find it on eBay, maybe. Oh wow, it did. It did send me. It did send me to Amazon. No longer there. And my computer froze. Well, that at least get you somewhat of an idea. The more realistic way than what Midi Cropper is showing you, because just, that's showing you within plant count. So what you want to do, and it's going to be hard to find. I think they copyright anybody, or they copyright strike anybody that puts it up, but you might be able to find it on Daily Video or some other video platform that's not United States, maybe, but it's called Seymour Buds. So there's a thing called Sea of Green, and people will refer that to as scrog, like putting a net over it and waving your plant through it. No, that's just for someone that wants to stay within their plant count. What you want to do is when you put that scrog over in that 5x5, you want to make sure that there's a bud for every single one of those holes. Maybe if you're really good, maybe you could do 2 for each one. But you want, that's what you want. You want as many plants as possible. Why? It's going to cut down on your veg time. All you're looking for is 2 feet deep, or whatever your strain is. Once you get accustomed to it or hear from other growers on when to flip, that's why I want you to watch when Med Cropper does it. But 2 feet deep, it's either going to double or maybe not, maybe triple or even more. You just don't want to run into the light. So I think that's pretty much it. I could be happy living out in a greenhouse. I think that'd be fun. You only got to do it for what? Let's say 200 days. 200 days. 200 days, and you get to leave with genetics that you created, and they'll probably already be bought as you do your videos. Someone will be like, hey, I want to put my bid in. Be like, we could advertise it as end homelessness with the people that we have here. They just made some genetics, and they made a bunch of videos to show all the stress tests that they did on the new one. The first one's just going to be the first one. So there'll be a part 2, you know what I mean? Be like, these are the seeds that we made. If you want to buy them now and start running them before we start our next run. So we'll do 2, 120, 80, 160. 160, we should get 2 runs. 160. So Seymour Buds, if you watch it, it's called Seymour Buds 15 pounds in 80 days. So when you're picking out your strain, you can kind of look in the weeks, but I'm more like, you should really find something that's 10 weeks or more. But you figure, you know, where are you going to go if you're homeless, right? And the effort, that's what this is all about, is the effort of work. You go work for someone else, man, your body's already fucking torn up and you're going to fucking start working 40 hours a week. I think just sitting there watching a plant would be way better. Film it, show what you're doing, temperature, humidity. Most of all that is going to be all automated. You won't even have to even learn how to water. You can just we can put autopots on it. Done. Go look at just type in autopots and see everybody's results. Remarkable. Perfect, right? And those runs they do it with the 3-part, 2-part, or whatever. I got a way better idea. We're gonna do no-till. It's premium when you can do it that way. So you can do 2 runs with the plant count. I have a 99 plant count. So you could actually do 2 runs if you really wanted to. Do one in the tent, do one outside, and do one in actually do 3. Do one in your tent, do one outside, and we'll do one inside the greenhouse. Light Depot's really shining through. Guy even won 10 grand, saying, "Hey, I'll put my stuff against your indoor." 10 grand, put it right in the hand. I think it was on James Loud. I don't know. I watched quite a few of them. Well, I could go on and on, but that's pretty much it. If we got that 2 grand, we might as well grow. The other one's not that a little bit different. I just don't want to fuck around with those licenses or whatever. Doing it without license to me it just feels better. Until there's enough cash flow there to go full bore with it and to do due diligence to make sure you're not going to get screwed over. I've heard plenty of stories about cannabis, and yeah. In the industry on other people, or just people just being complete ridiculous. Like the one guy is so ready to open up the store, and the lady just out of sheer spite decided that she was going to open up a daycare center, even though she didn't have a daycare center. She just deliberately did it just to try to stop him from putting up his dispensary. It's ridiculous. It's medicine, and if you believe that, please let the people down below know that you'd be way better off if you had a place to sleep and good cannabis anytime you wanted, and microgreens if you wanted it. Later on, we could get other things, but a place to store your food that you could buy off of EBT, because I know most places for shelters you can't even buy any food and store it there. So you're basically forced to eat anything that's prepackaged that you can eat, because you usually can't bring anything back into the shelter, which that's not efficient. But anyways, God bless you.